Well, good morning everyone. It's TrapperFURever here. We are just downstairs in the skinning area, and I've got a few marten to do and a few fisher to do today. Before I go out, I wanted to go out and set a few more wolf snares today and check some traps, I guess, along the way. The weather is really still warm right now, but next week it looks like we're getting into some regular January temperatures or what have you, so which is alright, I guess. I wouldn't mind a little bit more snow just to see what's traveling and what's moving around. As I said before, there's lots of wolf sign around, coyote sign around. I haven't really set anything up for coyotes yet. I'm just kind of concentrating on the wolves for now, seeing where they're running and what they're doing. So we'll get to some coyotes later maybe, but I've already caught some coyotes just in wolf sets or what have you. So it has been a really different fall and winter here so far as in other places. I'm in central Canada, so I know across the prairie provinces we're kind of experience more or less the same kind of weather. So, but anyway, we get what we get, I guess. And I hope everybody is well out there, and I thank you for watching the channel and being part of what I do. It's I'm always happy to share with everyone, and we kind of people who trap and people who even don't trap or can't trap anymore but like to live vicariously through videos. I've done that myself over the years, and just always good to see how people trap elsewhere and what they do. So always learn something and figure something out as we go along. And I know I was late putting videos out this year, and like I said earlier, I misplaced my cameras, and I guess old age is starting to creep in. Couldn't remember where I put them, but they were in a box all together, and I finally found them, so which is a good thing. So now we can share the rest of the season with you. I'm you know, due to fur prices and what have you, I'm being a little more selective this year as to what I'm catching or what I'm setting up for. Don't really have any muskrats around here, so that's never been an issue for me. And mink prices are pretty much follow the muskrat prices, so I'm not even, you know, if I do see a mink or if I do catch one, I'll definitely skin it, but not really worth too much on the market right now. I see that we got an update from her fur harvesters regarding you know, what's going to be hot, what's going to be not this year. So it's looking that fisher, marten, beaver, lynx, and even otter now are showing a little more sign of you know, recovering or doing a little better this year. So we'll concentrate on those things. I'm basically concentrating on fisher and marten right now, and not seeing a lot of otter activity in my neck of the woods this year, which is kind of strange. There was the last few years, and I never really set for them. So, but if I do see some sign, I guarantee it'll put a trap out there. So, and of course I forgot to put my skinning gloves on, which it's not like I don't have any, but I never forget quite often. It's that old age thing again. But anyway, we'll get through this marten and whatever. like I said in another video, the marten population seems to be doing pretty good around here. It's really hard to tell with the lack of snow as to what's moving or whatever, but it's coming along. Last few years we've had pretty good snow cover, so everybody tells me, or I read, that marten need the snow cover in the winter when it's cold to burrow under and keep warm and what have you, and we've had that for the first last couple of years. So I think that like I said, looks like the fisher population are moving into my area more. I don't necessarily like fisher or skinning them. They're a little harder. The big males are usually really fat, and you gotta flesh them kind of like coyotes, so it takes a little more time. But if we can get 40, 50, 60 bucks for them, we'll take it. I don't know what the market, if it's dictating. I know at one time it was always the smaller female pelts with the paler colors were paying more, but I don't know if that's changed last year or not. I only had, I think, maybe 3 fisher last year or something like that, so we'll see what happens with that, I guess. And well, so far this year I've caught I think a dozen marten, or actually 13, but I had one small one got picked on by birds or whatever else, and I couldn't salvage it, so we put him in the bait pile, I guess. This guy's got a little bit of a green belly here, so he must have been sitting out a little longer, eh? In the bush, I imagine, with the weather so warm, but it's not that bad. Marten are very easy to flesh or to take any fat or grease off. Some of the big males seem to have a little more fat. This was a male, but it looks like a younger male. But what I do is I just use it's actually a cheese cutter, and it's fairly dull, so it's not going to ruin my fur, but I just put the pelt on a board and scrape as I go, and it's really not much fat. Like you can see this, yeah, this is a juvenile male, so there's really not much on him. He wasn't an established hunter yet, so yeah, so just simple, just peel off some of that red skin, red I guess flesh, not skin, but under the armpits and down below. And as you can see, there's really not much to do in a marten up. I always got to remember to take the penis bone out. I told my wife I was going to make her a fisher penis necklace one day, but Mrs. TrapperFURever didn't think that was that great of an idea, but anyway. Yeah, I don't think I've, in the dozen or 13 marten I've caught, I haven't caught a mature female yet, which is good. I like to leave the breeding stock alone. I usually done marten trapping for the most part by the end of the year, but this year I'm gonna, just because of the warm weather, I might just hang in there a little longer. If I do start catching you know, the females, I'll shut her down, or like I said, I tend to just take a few pelts from different sections, and when I get that limit, I usually just pull out and save some for next year or whatever. Very important when you're doing marten or any other species, remove the bottom lip just so they can tag tag the animal properly. Just a little bit of that, and then some people fold out their front legs, and I don't. I just trim them and basically leave them like that to dry, and then I fold them in when I flip them over, but I don't think they do too much with the legs anyway, so just get kind of course you want the length from the back. This one had a little flesh left over on the skirt here, so just take that off. Both sides. And we'll just pin her back with the skirt and continue onward. Sorry for the noise, the water pump just went on, so that's what you're hearing right now. So still having issues with water this year. The water table is extremely low here, so we're having to haul water pretty much every second day, 400 gallons, and the bad part of it is when you bring the 400 gallons, it doesn't stay in the well, it seeps into the and meets the water table, so it's getting a little better, but this was really dry here this summer. So as you can see, I split the tail just with a caribou. This is my favorite pelting knife. I got a few of them, and got this other one. I'm not sure who makes this one, the white one, but they're both just as effective. So yes, feet are trimmed, lips off, and now we're gonna pin the back feet onto the board. I tend to use 6 tacks on each leg, just to spread it out and let it dry out a bit. Marten pelts don't take too long to dry. They the hide is pretty thin on them, so they tend to dry quite quickly. And if you do over dry them, just a little bit of water, just rub it on the pelt, let it soak in a little bit on the feet and head, and you'll be back in business. So don't try flip them over when they're too dry. Moisturize them a bit, because you'll end up ripping something, and a good pelt will turn into a nothing pelt. So there we go. So I like putting the skirt of the marten kind of straight right across, and then when I'm doing the tail, I tend to push up on it a little bit, just to I don't know, not make the tail so long and skinny. So, well, I hope that everyone who is trapping out there is being successful in their lines. And I'm not sure what kind of weather everybody's having, but if you watch and if you do trap, comment and tell me where you're at, and whether, you know, what the weather's like and how the winter's going so far. We're very close to New Year here, so it's hard to believe, you know, how fast a year slipped by. Had quite a few things, had a busy fall, had a few projects I was working on, and maybe later in this season I'll kind of give you a look at what I've been doing and what have you. So I lost a good brother, trapping brother, this fall winter. Dwayne Lazarus. A lot of people you know, or a lot of you know about him and how he killed coyotes and how good of a trapper he was in that regards. He's gone, and I just pray that he rests in peace, and he's going to be missed on YouTube, that's for sure. He was a really good supporter of my channel and a lot of people's channels, and I'm really glad to have met him a few years ago at a Saskatchewan Trappers convention and talked to him, and what was good about Dwayne is he always said it like it was. He never pussyfooted around anything. He just straight out, he told you what he thought, and that's the kind of guy he was, and he will be missed for sure by a lot of people. Anyway, that's how you put up a marten, I guess. It's you got to remember to get a, we're running out of sticks here, but just a little bit of a belly board here. Put it in and line them up by the next guy. So yeah, that one's got a little bit of a green belly. I got one more to do here, and I'll just get the camera off here, and there's really not much to see here yet. I got no can't get the camera off. Oh, there we go. Anyway, yeah, I don't have really much down here yet. I've got a couple of fishers I did up, one flipped over, and a few marten I did earlier, some ermine, and got to do this guy up, and we have some marten hanging here I got to remove, and ermine or what have you. I just want to show people that don't have fishers on their line or don't really know too much about fishers. There's a difference between a male and a female. This, as you can see, the males are quite a lot bigger and heavier, and their fur tends to be a little bit more coarse. This guy is a lot more browner than he is pale, and this female is quite pale here, so that's a nice looking fur. And all the fur this year, I think the first fisher I caught, or the first tree climbing animal I caught, was in November 25th. So all most of my fur that I have here is December caught, so it should grade pretty good as far as quality and primeness goes. So, and always love the variation in colors of marten. This light might be kind of throwing the color off a bit, but got those, and those are a little bit darker. So anyway, I have one. I think the first marten I caught missing a tail, looked like a fisher ate it off. So good thing he didn't eat the marten. So anyway, I just thought I'd share a little bit with you this morning, and we'll talk to everybody soon. We'll get out in the bush today and do some setting and some checking, and definitely turn you on if something's hanging. I'll talk to everybody soon. Hey there, everyone. It's a beautiful day out on the trap line today. We are just going out and checking a few snares and a few traps. I already set 5 more wolf snares, so we're gonna go and I've got 2 below here. I used to have a bait here 2-3 years ago, but it wasn't really producing good. I got a few coyotes and a wolf out of it, I think, but old bait site sometimes is just as good as a new bait site, because those animals tend to come back to an old bait site and work it just because they knew that something was there at one time. So we'll go check these few snares here, and I see there's some activity on the ice, but I wish there'd be some activity on the on the snares, but we'll see here. So looks like they went in another direction, but that's all right. They'll come through again sometimes, I'm sure. Well, here's, oh, my snare is there. I don't know if people will see it. This is the one that the wind blew down, and I picked it back up. If I would have tied it down, I might have had a wolf because he stepped right over it. But anyway, that's one, and then we got one further up on the trail up top here. So doesn't look like anything came up to the top. I see there's quite a bit of activity on the ice, but nothing up top. So they're running the ice. It's just a lot easier for them. So I started another run here, and they did come through here. I should pop another set in there. It's just not much to anchor actually. I had the privilege of a willow or something on the other slide there. So, but I'll check this one last snare and see if we got anything. I still can't understand this. There's a poplar in the area, but the beavers are cleaning up my birch, whatever. I try and salvage some of it, but anyway. I don't see nothing up there, but I'll take you in anyway and have a peek. Doesn't look like they came up off the ice this way, but we'll come around the bend here. I did catch a wolf a few years ago at this very spot, and I don't see no disturbance, so I'm thinking no, it's still there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I kind of like this spot. It's hidden pretty good in this buckbrush. So, well, that's it. I just thought I'd show you that. I'm going to continue on and see what we can find. I still setting and a little bit at a time. Got an active hole here. I don't know if it's squirrel or an ermine, or that'd be a good spot maybe for a 120, but I don't like setting smaller traps where I have wolf activity. It kind of tends to sometimes scare them off, so we'll leave it at that. And anyway, I'll turn you on if I find something else. Hey there, I just thought I'd take a quick video of this. We had a shrew or a vole. He is trying to reach the meat from the top side. He got his head caught in the mesh, so that's where he will stay frozen. So anyway, we'll see if this set produces. Hasn't produced anything this year yet, so I'll leave it for another week or two and a couple more checks maybe, and if nothing goes in the trap, maybe a marten or fisher will eat the vole on top of it. So thought I'd show everybody that. Hi there everyone. We just came back from the bush, checked a few traps, a couple of flying squirrels eaten by fisher, one marten refusal, and we set about I think 11 more wolf snares, so getting her done slowly but surely. And as you can see, I'm a little bit behind in my skinning. This stuff's all frozen. What I had downstairs I did, so it's a couple of fisher, 4 coyotes and a fox with no tail. My neighbor gave me that. So anyway, I think there's only a couple dogs here that are any good. These 2 middle ones, this one on the end, and this other one that got pecked on by birds. I think they're going to be throwaways. So anyway, so we're gonna, I think, go out tomorrow, maybe check some traps. It's weather's still really warm. It's supposed to cool off by the end of this week, like I said earlier, and see, we need a little bit of a low pressure system. Moving in animals doesn't look like they're moving. So yeah, that's it. It's a beautiful day out here, and we're just I guess gonna pull some of these animals inside and thaw them out and get at her. Seems like spend a day in a bush, you're kind of tired to do some skinning, so but gotta catch up sooner or later. So anyway, we'll talk to you later.